Good afternoon. I'm Eunice and I'm here to talk about work. I know, this is the last thing you want to talk about. But I'd like to talk about work because it takes up so much time in our lives. The pandemic has changed how the workplace operates. Work from home has become the norm. Workers are becoming more vocal about the need for better work life integration. In countries like the US, the Great Resignation, as it's termed, is underway, and people are pursuing freelancing, entrepreneurship, and other setups to have greater control of their time, energy, and potential income. This is a conversation I know all too well. This was actually a conversation I once had with myself about my own career years ago when I was fighting and recovering from burnout. In my 20s, I planned to be a lifer at the organization I worked at. The plan was work 30 years, become CEO someday. But being in a situation where yelling, humiliation, cliques, and passive aggressiveness was common, my capacity for handling stress was at an all time low. Fear became my OS. It drove my life. The fear of being reprimanded publicly, being told that I wasn't fulfilling my potential, the fear that I was not worthy, the fear that the next mistake could be the last paralyzed me. So I left. My burnout forced me to rethink my relationship with work. It was clear that fear based leadership was not going to work for me. And I wanted to know if it was possible for work to be driven by something else other than fear, need, or scarcity. And I'm not alone in this. People are coming to the realization that work should not be just about what our time or experience is worth or how much we can make. I think the future of work is not just about technology or remote work. The future of work is figuring out how we can have a meaningful, connected, and fulfilling relationship with work, with the act of creating. I started to think about the times when I was happy creating, when I felt that work didn't feel like work. And it hit me. I was happy creating when I was in fandom. I loved my fandoms so much. I even made fan fiction the subject of my undergrad thesis. There are three things that fandoms have that workplaces should incorporate: meaning, experimentation, and belonging. Meaning gives you something to aspire to, it's the higher purpose. Experimentation gives you room to create, to take up a certain role, and even to shape the environment you're in. Belonging gives you community and connection, the willingness to carry on the meaning or the purpose. How does fandom create this? Fandom creates meaning first by bringing people around a group or a piece of work. For example, BTS fans believe in a diverse, inclusive world where people not only express themselves, but work actively to create a better place. Football, basketball, sports fans in general believe that the sport showcases the best of us, what we can be. This is why we're all tuned in when the Olympics comes around every 4 years. Fandom creates experimentation in different ways. Fanfic writers and fan art creators know that challenges are a norm in fandom. Challenge themes can be anything from a certain scene or pairing to five-word fics a la Hemingway to holiday fic and art extravaganzas where people exchange gifts. Fandom creates belonging through fluidity in roles and a welcoming approach to leadership. Leaders are defined by their willingness to step up and create fan spaces, create fan work, create good deeds, not age, tenure, or title. Fans are encouraged to bring their full selves into the fandom, to create from their point of view. This is what I love about fandom. Now, how can you apply lessons from fandom into the workplace? First, I think you should work on having a transformative purpose. Ask yourself and ask your company, what do you care about? What is your company's purpose? What does the world want? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And what would you do if you received $1 billion today? I'm gonna go back to BTS because it's a powerful case study. It's a powerful example. BTS attracted the community and fandom it has today by spreading a message of kindness, authenticity, and openness. In a divisive, fragmented world, these messages are magnetic. It's one that the army pays forward, not only by supporting the group and its work, but also by supporting various causes. Second, make it easy to play at the workplace. Make it easy for people to create through tools, challenges, and team building activities. make it easy for people to jump and get involved in projects outside of their teams. It's also giving them enough time to rest, time to absorb and apply what they're picking up from the world around them. Rest is part of the act of creation. Encourage a learning culture and encourage bringing those learnings back, no matter where they come from. Another one is to practice open, direct, and clear communication. I can't say that enough. Open, direct, and clear communication. When I was younger, I actually went on leave to do graphic design and typography courses so I can communicate with art directors better. That allowed me not only to understand them better, but also to give clear briefs and actually get into the process of co creating with colleagues. Every week, I start team meetings with a check in session that encourages people to talk about anything other than work. It allowed me to get to know them outside of their roles, what inspires them, excites them, and even what demotivates them, how they see success, and how they want to lead. Because I've gotten to know my teammates, it makes for a smoother sailing work relationship. This much is true. When people feel seen, heard, and understood, they feel like they belong. I think back to the early comments on my first few fics that I posted online. The comments not only made me feel seen and heard, and it allowed me not only to grow as a writer, but eventually to become open about my own identity, my sexuality. That's the kind of environment I hope to create at work, a place where you can be open, honest, and vulnerable. Because work is a path to connection, not disconnection. The workplaces of the 21st century cannot operate like we just entered the Industrial Revolution. If we're to create workplaces truly geared for the future, we have to take a page from fandoms. If fandoms can get people to practice their skills, connect with people in a genuine manner, and build things that positively impact the world without even being in the same physical space, there's no reason why we can't create similar conditions at the workplace. There's no reason why work can't be a place where you feel connected not only with yourself, but with others. The future of work is people, and it's time to start listening to what sparks creativity, community, and connection. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.